Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, where we decode the language of big business so you don't have to. Today we are diving into a filing that looks like a bunch of numbers and fancy words, but trust me, it tells a story about a company making some big moves. Before we dive in, if you like getting the real scoop from these corporate documents, make sure you are subscribed. You can also join our community on Discord, link in the description. So what we have here is a current report, basically an announcement of some pretty important stuff happening with a company called DP Cap Acquisition Corp. We commonly see these when there are major changes, and this one is no exception. It seems like they held a big meeting with their shareholders to vote on some really critical proposals that could shape their future. The key date here is the 25th of September 2025. That's when all the action happened. Think of it as the day the company decided to put some key pieces in place. Now, let us talk about what they were voting on. This company has different types of shares, like units, Class A ordinary shares, and warrants. These are essentially different flavors of ownership or rights related to the company. The first major vote was on increasing the company's authorized capital. Imagine a pie. They are basically deciding to make that pie bigger by increasing the number of authorized shares. They went from a certain amount of Class A, Class B, and preference shares to a much larger amount. This is often a precursor to something like a merger, or acquiring another company, where they might need more shares to fund the deal. Next, they approved issuing bonus shares. This is kind of like a stock dividend, where existing shareholders get extra shares for free. In this case, they decided to issue 49 bonus shares for every outstanding ordinary share. This can be a way to reward shareholders and make the stock appear more attractive without immediate cash outlay. This one is a bit more technical but very important. They amended a specific article in their governing documents. Essentially, they are putting new restrictions on when and how the company can issue additional shares or securities, especially after they've issued their public shares and before they complete a business combination. This amendment aims to protect the trust account funds and prevent certain actions without shareholder approval. It's a move to tighten control and ensure alignment with shareholder interests, particularly regarding extensions for business combinations or changes to these new rules. Looking at the vote results, it is pretty clear-cut. For the proposal to increase the authorized capital, it was a clean sweep. All 575752 ordinary shares represented at the meeting voted in favor, 0 abstaining and 0 broken non-votes. This signals strong shareholder support for making the company's capital structure more flexible. The bonus share issuance proposal also passed unanimously with the same vote count. This reinforces that shareholders are on board with the plan to issue these extra shares. And the amendment to Article 49.10 also saw unanimous approval. This indicates a consensus on strengthening the rules around share issuance and business combination timelines. Finally, they elected a new Class A director to the board. The vote here was also overwhelmingly in favor, with 3 votes for and 0 against or abstaining. This is a normal part of corporate governance, ensuring the board is properly constituted. Now, this next part is also quite telling. Some shareholders decided to redeem their shares. That means they got their initial investment back. In total, 9,350 public shares were redeemed. While this might seem like a small number compared to the total shares, it does signal that some investors were not fully convinced or had other priorities. Redemptions can reduce the amount of cash available for the company's future operations or acquisitions. So, to make all these decisions official, the company filed an amendment to its governing documents. This ensures that all the approved changes are legally recognized. This filing essentially formalizes the company's updated strategy and operational framework. Now, let us put on our Warren Buffett hat and look at the bigger picture. DP Cap Acquisition Corp. is a special purpose acquisition company, or SPAC. These companies are essentially shells created to raise money through an IPO with the sole purpose of acquiring or merging with an existing company. So the votes we just saw are all about preparing the company for that crucial acquisition. The increase in authorized capital and the bonus share issuance suggest they are gearing up for a significant transaction. They are creating more flexibility to bring in strategic partners or fund an acquisition. However, the redemptions by public shareholders are a point of concern. While the overall vote was strongly in favor of the proposals, redemptions mean less capital for the company going forward. This could put pressure on the terms of any future deal they pursue. The amendment to Article 49.10 is a smart move to protect the company's structure and prevent dilution or unfavorable changes before a business combination is finalized. It shows a commitment to shareholder value and a cautious approach to future share issuances. In my opinion, DP Cap Acquisition Corp. is taking smart steps to prepare for its major objective. The unanimous votes show shareholder confidence in the management's plan. The main risk is that the redemptions might limit their firepower for a deal, or they might have to pursue a less than ideal acquisition to avoid further redemptions, or simply to get a deal done. The opportunity, of course, is to find a very promising target company and execute a successful merger that drives significant value for all shareholders. It will be really interesting to see what they do next with this expanded capital and these new rules in place. Alright, that's our breakdown of DP Cap Acquisition Corp. Is latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments if this analysis was valuable. Hitting that like button really helps. And subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.